This was how many Sri Lankans could participate in the 75th Independence Day celebrations, their money paid for, from the sidelines, watching as the military bands and marching squads left the parade area. Approach roads and the venue were locked down hours ahead to ensure the celebrations were not disrupted by protesters. People here are angry at their government for spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to put on this event at a time when the nation is struggling to pay for essential supplies. President Ranil Wickremesinghe insists the celebration is important. Addressing the nation, he said, the corrupt political gangsterism which cheats people into being eternally poor and dependent must be defeated. He said this was the system change the younger generation has been demanding for a long time.
My government has entered a new reformist path in order to do this. Even though the decisions made towards this seem painful, these have to be taken in order to get out of this crisis.
But many, like Vasanta Mudalige, don't believe Wickremesinghe's promises. The student leader has been released on bail after being detained for 167 days in what many see as political persecution for his role in the 2022 anti-government protests.
Like the freedom struggle to liberate the country from the imperialists 75 years ago, we now have to struggle to free the country from the robbers or the thieving gangs that corrupted this society for more than 70 years.
We have mentioned a lot on this platform about the ongoing crisis in Sri Lanka, how the former government of Sri Lanka totally ran the country into the ground. And a few days ago, the present administration decided to organize a very, very big party so that people can march and to show how powerful the country is. So this caused a lot of confusion and protests broke out in the country again. And when I saw this, right, I was like, how can a country still struggling to get by? How can a country still waiting for IMF bailout? How can a country still struggling to get Chinese and India to restructure their debt? How can a country unable to get enough fuel for everybody? How can a country just barely surviving be ready to spend millions upon millions on a parade? How can a country whose poor are unable to feed themselves, but the government or the policymakers decided to pump in millions into organizing a parade? What are they trying to show? After asking myself all these questions, then it kind of hit me that actually this isn't for the poor. This show of strength, this show of power is not for the poor. It's for the rich and the political elite to make themselves feel happy, to pat themselves in the back that they have everything under control. Because you must remember, even as Sri Lanka is going through this crisis, the rich and the politicians are still living lavishly, right? They still enjoy, right? They still have their cars, they still have enough fuel, they still eat as much as they want. The people who are really feeling the pinch are the poor. The poor cannot afford anything. I have always mentioned that politicians never have the interest of the poor at heart. Now, they might just say that we have the country's interest at heart generally because the country incorporates or has them and their political elite and their family inside. But if you really look carefully, you will realize that they really do not care about the common person. Because if they really did, the policies they will put in place would be in favor of common people, would be in favor of the poor. Because ask yourself, who have you ever seen is in so much debt is organizing a party? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So, as Sri Lankans are suffering, as the vast majority of the country is suffering, the rich and the political elite are they organizing parties? Are they spending millions upon millions just to show that they are in control? So, my brothers and sisters, the Sri Lankans, you guys must understand that the political elites are just there for themselves. They are not really there for you. They are not there to defend, to protect, to provide for you. You have to start looking after yourself. You have to understand that those people are just there looking out for themselves and their friends. You guys also have to start looking out for yourself, because they would never care about you. They will never care if you starve. They will never care if you go hungry. All they will care about is them being in power and able to control everyone. That is what they care most about, not about you. Because if they really cared about you, they wouldn't be throwing a party at this particular moment when everything seems to be falling apart. The other day, I watched their Minister of Foreign Affairs on an interview, saying that they are struggling to get the Chinese on board, to get the Chinese to restructure their debt. That they've managed to get the Indians on board, but they are struggling to get the Chinese, which means that they cannot get the IMF bailout if they are unable to get the Chinese into restructuring their debt. And now they are willing to spend that much money for our National Day parade. And for what? How does this parade helps the common person? How does this parade provide for the farmer, for the fisherman, for the ordinary person in the street? It only serves the rich and the powerful to show how strong they are, how powerful they are. But you guys out there, do you think that the Sri Lankan National Parade was really necessary at this point in time, considering the fact that Sri Lanka is undergoing a lot and many Sri Lankans can barely get by? Let us know in the comment section below, because, like always, we love hearing what you have to say. And please do not forget to like this video, share this video, follow our Facebook page, and most importantly, subscribe to this YouTube channel, because little bit of goodwill like the one you are doing just now help us a lot, and we shall forever be grateful to you. So thank you very much for doing just that. And like always, see you in the next one.